Hello, everyone. So, I'm a member of the Asexual Forum on Reddit, and let me say, I feel as if there is not enough of consensus of happy asexuals. Happy asexuals actually do exist. Let me define that. A happy asexual is a person whose mental, physical, and sexual health are in a amenable light to the present situation, such as they wake up and feel happy to be asexual, happy to not have sex, happy to engage in perhaps sexual attraction or perhaps even masturbation or even an orgasm. Unfortunately, I get some posts like this one, which I'm going to read off for you right now. I absolutely hate it when people call sex a need. I have needs, or he has specific needs. No, you have one. Sex is a desire, not a need. Sex is a need. I will stop you there, okay? People need to have sex. It's a biological imperative to have sex. Whether or not you as a person have sex is your choice or your present situation. I can only really speak about mine. I like having orgasms. I like that. And I find that I feel better once I do. And I wonder how this person is feeling when they say, so can we please stop disillusioning ourselves and stop calling sex a need? I want to know how that person feels when they wake up, when they don't have anybody there. Do they feel a little sad? Do they feel a little out of place in society? Because if they do, I implore them to seek medical professional help. If you feel that your asexual lifestyle leads you to be depressed, have any sort of body dysmorphia, or social anxiety, that's not asexuality, that is complete and utter mental illness. Now, that may not mean that you're a dysfunctioning individual, but would you want your functions to be a little bit improved? If so, maybe sex could be the answer, or it couldn't. That's up to you. However, to just have this idea that you don't need it, you don't want it, because you're not getting it, that's a little murky and deserves a discussion, which is what I made this video for, because I feel like this is a discussion that people should have. You know, it's very easy to say, woo, asexual. What does that really mean to you as an individual? Because if it means that you spend your nights in your bed crying your little eyes out because you don't have anybody, honey, please go see a doctor, get yourself sorted. If you feel like asexual, woo, I finally get the time to focus on myself. I finally get the time to focus on things that matter to me. And I feel like I'm making personal progress towards my goals and making a lifestyle choice that benefits and rewards me. If that is happening, then yes, let that be what people talk about. But I'm scrolling through like some of these and people got, finally got your ace ring. What does that mean? You can't marry yourself. You can't really be married to a creed or any sort of philosophical idea. It's a nice thought. Same thought was applied to promise rings, but those pay out like a slot machine when you get the right person. So I'm really beginning to wonder what is going on with this community, which I am somewhat a part of. I say somewhat a part of because, you know, there's just some really boring, downright undiagnosed, depressed people on this forum, and I just want to know, like, maybe I'm just misinformed because the posts that I see on here are a lot of people who, I'm sorry, are just looking for help and attention. And I'm not seeing a lot of people who are, number one, comfortable in their own bodies, and two, just really celebrating that lifestyle choice that they have made. So, I have said my piece. If anyone would like to leave a comment, keep it civil. You know, I'm not trying to be more rude than necessary when I say, if anybody were able to look at myself and my lifestyle and say, are you happy? And if the answer was no, and I still said, no, I don't want to see a doctor about that, I would have issue with that. And I would expect the same from anybody else. If you have anything wrong in your life, why suffer? Like, why do that to yourself when there's plenty of people who are very happy either being asexual or being sexual. And if you're unhappy when you were being sexual, then you have to ask yourself, well, what was going on in those kind of relationships that you were having which made you unhappy? If so, why not just fix it? Because if you can fix it, who knows? And that's the issue. That uncertainty of what happens next if you actually feel attraction. Could it lead to a relationship? Could it lead to, you know, heartbreak? Could it lead to, you know, just feelings, you know, those really, really difficult things that we try to push down because they're so inconvenient. However, it's part of being human. Part of being human is the ability to say, I have feelings and I recognize, oh yeah, I feel attraction, or oh no, I'm feeling lost, or I just want to be flirty because, you know, I'm a flirty person. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you want to recognize someone's beauty as aesthetically pleasing, do so. Own that. You know, no one can tell you what the right or wrong way to be asexual is. There is a right or wrong way to talk about mental health. And if no one is going to have that conversation, I'm going to have that conversation. Because you should be able to have that conversation with homosexuality and mental health, heterosexuality and mental health, bisexuality and mental health. Why not with asexuality? No one is picking on the asexuals when they say, hey, let's take a look at your mental health while we talk about this. It's just a fact. Everyone should be having that conversation. Whatever your level of sexual activity is, you could be the biggest nympho on the block. But if you're unhappy, see someone about that. Talk about it with someone. Get that off your chest. Don't just sit there and do nothing. And the same thing as if you have no sexual activity. If that's the case, you have to ask yourself why. Because if you're not even trying and you are fine as hell, you have to either be okay with that or willing to change. And if you're not willing to change and you're upset about it, well, that's on you. So, with peace and love, I wish everyone many, many orgasms. And I invite any honest conversation that you want to bring to the table.